Hello, my name's Carolina Rodriguez and I'm a speech and language therapist here at the Speech and Language Centre in Hong Kong, where we provide services to support children and adults with speech, language and communication needs or difficulties. Today I'm going to be giving some advice on how to enrich your child's language and communication skills at home. Communication refers to the ability to convey a message to another person, either verbally or non-verbally, and it involves so much more than just talking. It includes shared understanding, the use of gesture, pointing, eye contact, and in fact any means we use to get our message across to that other person. Language involves understanding and the way in which we choose and order our words in order to express a message clearly and logically and in a manner that is relevant to the context that we're communicating in. The ability to communicate effectively creates independence, and building a foundation for these skills starts at home. Learning early on how to communicate effectively is key to unlocking every child's potential academically, socially, and just in the wider context of their everyday lives. So, here are our top tips for how to enrich your child's language skills at home. Tip number 1. Use short, simple language when communicating with your child. This will enable them to pick up on the key points of what you're saying and learn the words that are associated with the objects or contexts of what's happening. So for example, look, a bus. It's a blue bus. The bus is driving. Using an animated tone will get your child interested in what you're saying and make them realise that language is fun and functional. Tip number 2, comment on what you're doing, what you can see, or what is happening. For example, look, a plane. Mummy is driving. Mummy is putting her shoes on. Tip number 3. Create opportunities to read and play with your child, and when you are doing so, follow your child's lead. Wow, Nikki, you're drawing a car. I like your car. Nikki, you have the Play-Doh. Tip number 4. Offer choices, and where possible, provide a reference object. So for example, would you like the bus or the Play-Doh? Providing the object enables the child to both assign the words to the objects and use the word. Or if they're not quite ready to use the words, they can point to what they want, which is just as valid a method of communication. Tip number 5. Expand on what your child says. So when your child does start using 1 or 2 words, provide them with a grammatically correct model for later on. So for example, the child might say pen, and you could say, yes, that is a pen, or yes, it's a blue pen, to expand. Don't expect them to copy you, just allow them to take in the language and soak it up for later. They'll speak in their own time. Tip number 6. Avoid asking too many questions. This can create pressure and make the child feel like they're being tested, and it could create anxiety around communicating, which is the opposite of what we're trying to achieve. So, for example, instead you could comment on what the child is doing or saying and chuck in an open-ended question that's relevant. Nikki, you made a tower. It's a tall tower. I like your tower. And then you could chuck in a question like, what shall we make now? Again, if they don't answer you verbally, that's okay. They might take you to what they want to build now, or they might just listen to you. This is all valid and okay, and they're learning the language because you're providing them with a model. Okay, so there are our top tips. And remember that if you are concerned about your child's speech, language or communication development, it's never too early to contact a speech and language therapist for advice or to seek out an assessment. Thank you for watching.